Welcome back, Scary Dolls.
Hello.
What's up?
I'm Mandy.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Caro.
And you are listening to Scary Not Scary podcast. Maybe it's our doppelgangers.
We always stay quiet.
I don't know.
Maybe. It feels like a doppelganger day. Does that make sense?
It feels like an off day. This whole weekend was off. I slept my Saturday away. Literally, all day. Slept.
I don't remember what I did.
What'd you do, Ash?
remember.
Packed. Because I'm moving. So that's all I'm doing. Taking up all of my extra time. Packing.
I'm sorry.
I know.
That's boring.
Well, if you need help, let me know. I like to pack.
Really?
I do. I just don't like to unpack and clean. But I'll put stuff in boxes and organize
then there you
it.
go. You can come over and help me.
I just don't ask me to clean. Tim will clean.
Okay, then both of y'all can come over and help me.
I'll ask
I don't
my
like
mom.
to pack. I don't like to unpack. But if there's food,
You're not
I'll be there.
invited. She'll sit there, eat food, and watch us.
yeah.
Supervising.
I'm all laying on the couch while y'all are trying to lift it.
You're there for supervision.
You're all, use your legs.
Squat.
And as she puts a bean and cheese in her mouth. Oh my gosh.
That sounds nice.
Have y'all started moving stuff yet?
No, not yet. Just packing everything. So the apartment's like a huge mess.
I hate that.
It's like a maze in there trying to get around all the boxes. Yeah. That's why I look
funny
the way
'cause
that
you're
I do
like-
today.
It's funny because it's like, oh, it's little. It won't take long. But then once you start pulling shit out, it's never ending.
You don't realize how much stuff you have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Everything
what?
just starts multiplying as you pull it out.
Yes.
When did I buy 3 of these bras?
I remember when we moved from the apartment that when we lived on 151 to the one we're living at now. I don't know what it was, but it was just like those last few items there, and we didn't even care. We just grabbed a box and threw everything in there, and that was like our junk box. And we didn't unpack it till like probably 6-8 months after we moved in. Like we slowly were like, we're looking for this. It's probably in that box. Where they were like digging through stuff like every now and then.
I'm
Annoying.
like trying to label stuff, but I know it's not going to help at all. But
I really won't help.
You know what I hate? Clothes, packing clothes.
I got rid of a lot.
Really?
I was like, I'm never going to fit back into this. Bye. Just throw it out.
To me.
Oh, I should have. Yeah. I had some dresses you could have used.
Damn. What'd you do? You gave them to Goodwill? Which one? I'll go and buy them. I'm just kidding.
I don't know. But there was like a cute little like loose dress you could have used.
I know, because I'm going to get big.
It would have been like a cute house dress or
I'm
something.
already not like fitting into my clothes. Sweatpants is all that fits me right now.
Okay.
Or yoga pants.
10 points if you know where that's from. And if you don't, you're too young.
Well, like my work pants, I only have one pair of work pants that fits me.
Really?
Yeah, my grandparents, they went to Amarillo, and my aunt, she has like, we swap maternity clothes. So like when I got pregnant with Sabrina, she gave me all her stuff. And then I was buying stuff as I was pregnant too. So then when she got pregnant, I gave them all back to her. So she bought
That's a
extra
good way to
stuff.
do it.
So then she sent my grandparents back with like 2 or 3 boxes of maternity clothes for me. But I just haven't gone to go see my grandparents.
Dude, that's smart. Like you don't ever
It like
have to buy-
accumulates.
Yeah.
It accumulates, yeah.
But like, are y'all
legit.
planning this? Like, what
No,
the
it
heck?
just-
She's like, okay, I'm gonna get like pregnant next summer, so buy some cute summer
Well, no,
stuff.
I just told her
Buy
because,
this dress. I want it.
yeah, well, because we knew we wanted more kids. So I was like, oh, whenever the time comes, like, I'll just get it back from you. She was like, okay. And then it happened, and she goes, I'm going to wash all the clothes and give them back to you. I was like, please, because my clothes are already starting to fit me, like, small.
Oh,
Like, when I
man.
put my work shirts on, they're like crop tops now.
Really?
Winnie the Pooh.
It's my chestises. That's what
yeah.
it is.
Definitely.
That's like the first thing that gets big, and then everything else, like, slowly comes
bigger?
along. Bigger.
Sure you need bigger ones? I think whatever happens fits already, you know? Did you get a milk pump in there?
Oh, yeah.
A milk pump.
I don't know what happens when your boobs get milk.
Oh, it squirts out.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't come in right away.
Oh.
Like literally,
So
there
then
was,
why did they get bigger?
I don't know. They just like they're getting ready to get that milk in there.
I just picture little people walking inside your boobs and like pouring a lot of milk.
what?
I don't know. Like a Willy Wonka
You're thinking of
factory
like
for
the magic
titties.
school bus.
Oh my god.
Like a Willy Wonka factory for titties. Titty Wonka.
All the guys listening to our episode right now, they're like, oh my God. No, I don't know. I guess like they're getting ready to milk.
They're getting ready to milk.
Because I have like these big veins that are just like popping out. And Tim's like, if you were to run into a vampire, that'd be the first place they bite. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Thanks to all the vampires listening.
They're going to come looking for you.
They're just swollen. I'm officially out of my first trimester. I'm in my second trimester. So they're not as swollen, but man, they hurt so bad.
Yeah, imagine if mine got bigger. I wouldn't be able to breathe.
Just wait till you and Nick have kids.
Oh, hell
You're going to know what I feel.
I'm actually glad my ovaries are messed up. So
never know.
That makes
you
me
keep
happy.
saying that, and God's gonna be like, "Bam!"
He's gonna be like,
baby,
"Oh, really? Here
baby
you go."
on the first try.
Here's your kid.
My family would be so happy, especially my mother's. They would be ecstatic. Oh no!
Hey, they can babysit Sabrina, and then when the baby's born, they can babysit him too.
There you go.
There you go. Here, y'all want grandkids?
There you go. Grandparents for 24 hours.
They can chase Sabrina around. Like, Tim was off of work yesterday, finally. He had been working like 2 weeks in a row. And so I was literally like chilling yesterday. I was like, nope, I'm being lazy parent. I'm watching my shows. I'm going to read my books. I'm doing whatever I want today. I'm going to relax. Because every weekend I'm like with her and like she's running around. So there I am chasing after her, like cleaning up after her and all that stuff. So I was laying down on the couch and hear, Sabrina, no. And he's like, he gets up and he's chasing after her, brings her back. She gets up, takes off running again. She's trying to go up the stairs and he's all out of breath. And I'm like, I know how I feel. I was like, but it feels real good to be you right now. Just watching TV, watching it all happen.
Feel like this is great.
I'm like, this is the life.
That's funny.
But yes, enough about booby talk. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
We could probably keep going with the booby talk.
Yeah.
I really can. So this episode is all about doppelgangers. Because I feel like they've been popping up the last few episodes.
They have.
They have.
Evil twins.
Yep. That's actually one of like the definitions of it when I was looking it up.
Evil twins.
Uh-huh. It says like apparition or evil twin. And I was like, oh, that's where it came from.
Like doing my research too, I found that there's this doctor, I forgot what country he's from, but he made a medical diagnosis of seeing your doppelganger.
What?
Yeah.
It's like, was he a psychiatrist?
Yeah.
I read about it too.
Yeah. Is that in your research?
No.
Is there an ICD-10 code for that?
No. No. I thought it was interesting though.
That is cool.
Yeah. But we're going to get
crazy.
started.
Okay, so as always, I do the history, and it was actually pretty kind of cool. So the traces of doppelgangers can actually go back thousands of years, and back then they were actually like called spirit doubles. But if you don't know what a doppelganger is, it is a German word, and it mostly represents double goer, which I think is weird, but double goer. And it refers to either an apparition that casts no shadow and is a replica or a double of a living person. And that's where you get the evil twin, because it's said to consider to have omens of bad luck if you see your doppelganger. So how the doppelgangers, one of the most famous depictions of doppelgangers comes from the 1851 sketch and 1864 watercolor. So it came from a painting. Called How They Met Themselves by Dante Gabriel Rossetti. And according to this medieval painting, it like depicts, I have pictures how you guys can see it. It depicts, they're walking through like the woods or something like around twilight, and they encounter their doubles who glow supernaturally. So back then, like they were depicted to kind of like have like a yellow or glowing aura like around them. And then the man draws his sword, because he sees like these doppelgangers, and it's him and his wife, and they're like freaking out, like, oh my God. And so it comes from that one. And then there's another one where it occurred in a poem, and it says, the romaunt of Margaret and poems and pose silence. That's the poem that it came in. So here's the picture of them seeing their doppelganger in the painting. That's when you first saw like doppelganger in a painting ever referenced.
Dang.
So you see how they have
So
like
it
a
was
glowy
like way
thing?
back then too.
Yeah. Like back in like the medieval times and like way back then. So there are some, when they talk about spirit doubles, it usually is only in literature and like mythology. So the subject of doppelgangers has a long history, and it mostly comes from Greek mythology. You see it such as like Edgar Allan Poe uses doppelganger a lot in his poems. And there's a lot of people that say, is there actually like truth behind like all these doppelganger myths and stuff? So this is where like scientific comes into it. So some scientists believe that the phenomenon occurs based on injuries or stimulation to certain parts of the brain. And in the spiritual side, others believe it's like a vision or hallucination or some sort of like parallel universe. So there's like, they kind of have a lot of like fights between this. So they're like, no, you're just crazy. Or they're like, no, it's like a spiritual thing. Right. And so the scientific part is, it's called, I'm going to butcher this, so don't judge me, hodoscopy. Hodoscopy.
Yes, that's
right?
what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is a term used in psychiatry and neurology for the hallucination of seeing one's own body at a distance. It can occur as a symptom in schizophrenia or epilepsy and is considered a possible explanation for the doppelganger phenomena. So what they're saying is like seeing your doppelganger is kind of like a hallucination. So it's not real. It's something you make up in your mind. And then the other half believes like, no, it's an omen, it's bad luck. Like, because they say everybody has like a person that looks like them. And it's supposed to be a person that's not related to you at all, like whatsoever. And they have similar features. And mostly it's like the hair, the eyes, the bone structure, nose, like body type. Sometimes like there was a picture that I saw of someone that had like their doppelganger and she looked kind of just like her, but she was like just a little bit more slimmer than she was. So not everything about the person is going to be like to the T exactly the same. There's going to be a little bit like of differences between you and your doppelganger. But I found some examples of some really famous ones, but I'm only going to read two because there was a lot. Okay. So twin strangers, there was an event on social media where there was several reported cases of young people finding their twin stranger online. And there's several several websites where you can go on and put a picture of yourself and it'll show you your doppelganger.
I want to do it.
I want to do that.
So they use like some sort of like facial recognition software and it attempts to match them with other people who have used the same website. So if someone has already used it, then they'll kind of like match your pictures up together and see if you guys are alike.
We should do it
Yeah.
and then invite them to come and be on the podcast.
Oh my God.
Imagine.
That would be crazy.
That would be creepy.
What if they were like total opposites? Like yours was a big old hoe and then mine was all quiet and then Mandy's was not pregnant.
Not married, not pregnant.
Oh my God. Okay, so I found one dating back to 1893. Okay, so George Tyron, he was said to have walked through a drawing room of his family home in London, and he was looking straight ahead and without exchanging a word to anyone in front of all the guests, like he had a party going on. He saw this person like down the hall or like at the party that looked just like him, right? So he tried to explain like this person like to his wife, and his wife wouldn't believe him. He was like, no, I saw this person. He was at your party. He was right there, like at the end of the hall. And no one would believe him. So they just kind of like put him off as like, oh, you're psycho, you're crazy. But that was back in 1893. That was an account that I found like back then. So that's all the history I
can't
found.
even imagine. Like,
Yeah.
I think I would flip out. I think it's like, so like if I found like somebody who looked like me that was like my twin, it wouldn't freak me out. But I think it's like the scary encounters where like you see your doppelganger, but they're just like
Just
kind of like
looking
that
at
one.
you.
What's
Just
that one movie
staring.
called? Us. Have y'all seen it? Have you seen
I've
it?
seen parts of it.
Okay, well,
Not the
you're
whole
going to come
thing.
over and you're going to watch the whole thing.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, where they're like just
staring
Their
at
eyes
you.
all open.
See,
And
but a lot of like in early times, they weren't scary like that. Like they would literally just see them like walking down the street or just being normal.
Yeah.
But I noticed that a lot of the accounts, they weren't like with people. Like they were just kind of like there. So that's kind of creepy. Like there wasn't like, oh, look, he's got a family too and he looks just like me. It was like they're just always alone. And that's kind of,
that's so weird.
that's freaky. But imagine like, it kind of like whenever you see, like, what did we talk about a while back? We talked about something that it was like an account in the Bible, witches. I think we were talking about witches or something.
Witches and zombies.
Yeah. And we like found it like in the Bible. It's the same thing like this. Like this goes back thousands and hundreds of years. So it's like,
crazy.
how can you not?
So it wasn't something that was just made up like in the millennial times.
Exactly. So I'm like, how can you not believe that? Like I get scientific, research and stuff, but how can you not believe that it's like not real?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I could understand like the medical diagnosis, like when you have schizophrenia or epilepsy, like you can, because that's all in your brain, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can see stuff and hear stuff. And but at the same time, like when somebody's mentally vulnerable like that, like could it be really paranormal stuff because they're more like sensitive to those things? You know what I mean? Like, is it really just a hallucination, or it's just they have that third eye open that's opening up their brain to see the extra senses that are there?
Well, so back in like the Egyptian mythology, like the spirit doubles, they say that these people can actually have like the same memories and feelings as you do. So that's why they were called spirit doubles instead of doppelgangers, because they have like somehow you guys are connected.
Yeah.
Like in a way. So I don't know, maybe like they could be
Or the
something
government
else.
has like an underground layer with all of their doppelgangers, and they're eating rabbits and holding goat scissors
They're releasing them
and
one by
red
one.
jumpsuits.
Jumpsuits.
Yes, I'm talking about the movie. Yes.
Gross. Oh, gross.
Yeah. But a lot of times they say that doppelganger, if you see it, it's like a presence of like death. Like that means you're going to die soon.
I would really love to interview somebody who's like actually seen their doppelganger, like their own doppelganger.
Ooh.
Like
We should
seen
find
in
one.
person.
Yeah.
We should send out a casting audition.
I'm so down. I
And
was
put that
thinking
in
about
there.
that, like putting out like some kind of like not audition, but like, hey, we're looking for people to interview that had like this and this encounters. Like,
see
let us
who
know if you're
responds.
interested. Yeah, like I think that would be cool.
I think people would do it.
I would.
Yeah.
I'll enter. Just kidding. I'll enter myself. I should tell my mom to come on. She has a bunch of stories that
About doppelganger?
not about doppelgangers.
Oh, just like in general?
Paranormal in general. Probably
Should.
scare the shit out of you.
Michelle.
She would. She has a lot of scary stories. But
Well, okay. So I just have 3 little stories. I sound so excited, right? This one's a true story, but I got it off Reddit. It says in 2015. Oh, no, I didn't get it off Reddit. I got it off YouTube. Okay, mixing up. In 2015, there was a woman who was at the beach. She was looking for seashells for her children. And then there was like this storm that started coming in. And so the water was getting rough. And then, so her older daughters were there at the beach too, but they had already left to go back to the cottage. So she was like, okay, well, it's getting bad. So she has this 4-year-old with her. So she was like escorting the 4-year-old to the cottage as well. She's like, here, go follow your sisters and go to the cottage. So she was there at the beach still for like 20 more minutes. And then it really started getting bad. So she's like, you know what? I'm going to just grab my stuff and go back to the cottage. So for some reason, she just felt like she had to look at the sea. So she turns around and she sees her 4-year-old daughter in the water drowning. And she's like, oh my God, my baby, what do I do? She starts freaking out and she's walking towards the water, like without thinking. She's just like running into the water. And then she's like, wait, like I can't swim. And I know I put my daughter back in the cottage with her sisters. And so the little girl's still in the water drowning. And she's just like, like she just stayed, like she didn't know what to do. And so she runs out of the water and runs to the cottage. So whatever was in the water, she thought it was like her daughter, but it wasn't, because when she opened the door to the cottage, the little girl was like, hi, Mom. So she started thinking like, what if this was like a way to lure me to my own death? like her daughter was trying to lure her into the water. Yeah. And so, but she just said that she felt like she had to go in, but then she had a gut feeling and was like, no, my daughter's at home.
What the hell?
And
oh my God.
That gave me chills. And I know, and I read it yesterday, but I was like, oh my God.
Good thing she stopped though. Like, wait a minute.
She said that the waters were getting like really crazy. And so, but that she knew her daughter was at home safe. So she just ran out of the water. But dang. I don't know how I would be in that situation. Like, you're seeing your daughter drown.
I would have I'm not going to lie. If I saw Sabrina drowning, even though I thought I saw somebody take her into the house, I would probably jump in the water.
I would have been like, screw my life.
Unless like my instincts told me like, no, that's not her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's what happened with her. Like something told her like, don't go.
Because they say you can do that. Like, like that, you know, your child. Like, even if you just know it looks the same. No, that's not my kid.
Yeah.
Like that one movie with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
It was a doppelganger. They brought her child and she's like, this ain't my child. Yeah. What if it was one of those?
Yeah. Where her son went missing, right? And they brought some other little boy back.
He was like a doppelganger.
And then like the boy. I don't remember that movie actually.
It's called
Changeling.
Changeling. Yeah, that was. It was really good.
It's an older movie.
It's based off of a true story.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same situation.
I'll add it on our list for movie night.
Dang. Okay. So this one is called Mom. It says, one night when I was 9 years old, I woke up at 3 a.m. and I saw my mom standing in the doorway. Something wasn't right. There was something off about her. She looked kind of pale and almost see-through. She was just standing there, staring at the wall. Mom, I asked in a worried voice. So then she starts moving towards my bed very, very slowly. The whole time I kept saying, Mom, Mom, Mom. Can you just imagine?
Stewie.
Mom. But she never answered. When she finally reached the head of the bed, she reached out to touch me and then suddenly vanished. I freaked out and ran to my parents' bedroom. When I opened the door, I saw both of my parents fast asleep. So,
hell no, dude.
I'm going to say hell no to that too.
What the hell?
Oh, this next one is from like way back then. It's Abraham Lincoln. He saw his own doppelganger. So it says when Lincoln met his doppelganger, it was the night of his first election. He was sitting on his couch and he happened to look in the mirror. But then when he looked in the mirror, he saw himself, and then he also saw a second face, which was also him. But the second face was kind of like pale and ghostly. But then eventually, like, it disappeared. So his wife started freaking out, and she was just like, I'm sure this is a bad sign that you're not going to survive the presidency.
And he got shot in the movie theater.
And what?
She was right.
Wait, that was Lincoln, right? He got shot in the movie theater?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was Lincoln.
What if, like, because I noticed, like, a lot of the times, like, their doppelgangers, they're, like, kind of, like, pale looking. They have some sort of, like, weird thing, like the glowy thing or something around them.
Yeah.
What if you're, like, seeing yourself?
Like your ghost?
Yeah. What if, like, your doppelganger's really not, like, a person? It's seeing yourself, like...
Your spirit maybe leave your body?
In that case, maybe. In Lincoln's case, maybe it was his spirit.
I also read, too, that a lot of people believe doppelgangers could be, like, a glitch in... Please don't mess up our podcast. Don't mess up this episode. I don't want to record it 3 times. Like episode 8.
Oh, my gosh.
Because remember, we talked about it in an episode.
Yeah.
But a lot of people believe that doppelgangers could be, like, a glitch in the Matrix. Like there's like some kind of glitch, and so you see like 2 of yourselves, but like at a different time in your life because there's like a glitch somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That could be why most of them kind of look slightly different. Makes sense.
Makes sense. I only wrote those 3 down for now, but I do remember reading one. I don't know if you're talking about this one.
Which
Sleether, Mary or something like that. I don't remember her name.
I'm talking about Emily Saggi.
Yes, that one. Okay, never mind.
She's my first one.
You got it.
Oh, well, she's my first one.
Good, because that's a good one.
Yeah. So
You're
this
gonna get
one,
scared.
I can't pronounce her last name, but I'm just gonna pretend it's Saggi, right? Saggi.
Sagi. Usagi. Do you know who Usagi is?
No.
If you know who Usagi is, let me know.
Okay. She was a 32-year-old teacher named Emily Saggi that worked at a French language private girls' school in 1845. So basically, with her, she had a doppelganger, but she couldn't see her doppelganger. Everybody else saw her doppelganger.
What?
Oh, this story makes me
Yeah.
cringe.
So she was a very talented, well-liked teacher. She soon became focus of rumor on speculations of this paranormal phenomenon that was going on. So basically what happened is there was 2 encounters that people witnessed. So, and this was actually documented like in the school records and everything. So her first appearance of her doppelganger appeared in a classroom. So Miss Sagi walked out of the classroom, and then the student saw her come back in, and she started writing on the blackboard or on the chalkboard. And then suddenly Miss Sagi walked in again and was writing on the chalkboard. So the students were seeing double, and they were all freaking out. But she was like, what are y'all talking about? Like, what do you mean? Like, she couldn't see what they were seeing. Mm-hmm. So it freaked all the students out. So people were like always talking about her. Well, it got to the point where even like her fellow teammates, like the other teachers, were seeing it too. So it was like one hot summer day, 1946. The entire student body of 42 girls sat in the dining hall doing like a sewing lesson. As they worked, Miss Sagi came in. She picked a flower in the school garden, and then they saw her leave they saw the teacher leave the sewing room. So they saw her talking to like the other teachers, like the other colleagues and stuff. And then suddenly she appeared in front of the room, staring straight, like just staring at the students sewing. So it freaked everybody out because even her colleagues saw her standing there talking to them and then saw her doppelganger walk in.
What the fuck?
So like she was at 2 places at once, but she didn't know, like she's like, what are you talking about?
She didn't
So
know
like
what's going on.
she was really standing there talking to, like, her real self was standing there talking to her colleagues, and then her doppelganger walked in and was just like staring at like the students, like with the blank stare, like not saying anything. So unfortunately, they let her go. They fired her because it was too terrifying for everybody and too disturbing. And they had a lot of like parents calling and complaining that the girls were scared, that they didn't want to go to school because of that teacher. And like everybody had like some kind of encounter with her doppelganger, but she had no idea. Like she did not see her doppelganger at all.
Did anyone tell her?
They told her, but she was just like,
I don't
what are you
get it.
talking about? Like, no. And yeah, she had no idea what they were talking about.
What?
And she had no experience with her doppelganger, but like everybody else around her did.
Well, way to ruin her damn life.
Yeah,
No, that's
that
dumb,
sucks, right?
Hell?
So like her career was pretty much ruined.
Yeah.
That
They fired
sucks.
her.
What
Like
the
at
fuck?
least teach the class if you're gonna be my doppelganger and
Right? Do something.
do something, girl. Something productive.
Like
Don't
they said
scare
that
them.
And like this story is like on different websites. So like there's, you know, on different websites, they add like more and more information, but they said like her doppelganger would like repeat her movements, but like she wouldn't say anything. She was just like this blank canvas, like that was mimicking her, but like wouldn't talk. So that's why they said like she went to the garden, she picked a flower, she came back in, and then she went to go talk to her colleagues, and then her doppelganger came back in again, or like right after her, and was just like
Standing there.
Yeah.
That's creepy. Oh, hell no. I wouldn't know
So-
what to do if I saw a teacher do that.
That's how they explained it. They said that her doppelganger was like just this empty canvas, like you didn't see a soul or anything, like in her eyes, like she was
would've
just
been
like
like,
blank.
Excuse me.
Right.
Ma'am, are you okay?
I think that would be cool to witness.
Can I go to the restroom? All right.
Just ask her questions. I'm going to take that as a yes.
Can you imagine like these girls? Like imagine if they
Yeah.
went to the restroom and like she's just standing there.
Ooh. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope.
Can I get some privacy now?
Do you have a tampon?
She's
Be useful.
pulling a ghost tampon out.
They could use her as like a coat rack.
Right?
If she's just standing there, just put her hands
But
up
I
and they
think
can
that's
use it as a coat
interesting.
rack.
Like I've never heard of that where like this doppelganger followed her wherever she went. And like it was only documented at a school because there was like multiple witnesses or whatever.
Yeah.
But like that's interesting.
I wonder why she couldn't see her.
I don't know.
What the fuck?
Because it wasn't her turn to die, maybe?
Maybe it was like following her, like waiting. Like it wasn't the right moment.
Or maybe she just didn't. I mean, I don't know. That wouldn't explain like
Protect her,
why
maybe?
everybody else saw. But I was like, oh, maybe because like she didn't have like the sense to like see that stuff, but
maybe.
like all those other people did, so it doesn't make sense.
That's weird. Huh. Interesting.
And I think that's messed up though. Hell no, you're haunted. You're fired.
But sorry, we're gonna have
Ash,
to
I feel
let
like you would do that.
I would.
You're haunted.
You have a what? I'm so
you
sorry.
have a doppelganger. I saw it. You're fired. Like, go work somewhere else.
Sorry. I'll write you a really nice reference letter. Okay.
She is a good teacher, well liked, but she has an evil doppelganger.
Yeah. Just FYI. Okay. But she's cool though.
She's so good at multitasking. She's at 2 places at once.
Literally. Oh my God. Just beware. Doppelganger just stares. So this next one's called A Missing Brother from Redditor Bob Ross 0902.
Bob Ross.
And this is how it starts off. And I'm not gonna read it word for word, but I'm just gonna read the first sentence because the opening sentence is hilarious. It says, "I am so fucking weirded out right now. What the actual fuckity fuck."
That would be me.
Did you write this?
So she said that, I think it's a girl. I'm going to assume it's a girl. So she said that she was sitting on her computer and then her brother walked in and sits down on his bed. He doesn't say anything. And she said that her brother is like normally a quiet person, like very shy. But like with her brother's not shy. Like, it's your brother. You know what I mean? Like, when your brother walks in, hey, what's up, doofus? Or what's up, asshole? You know what I mean? Like, they play around. So he just walked in and just sat there. And she said that he was, like, messing with his blue shirt. And then he got up and went to the bathroom. So then she said he walked back in. And then she said that she saw him walk back in from her peripheral vision. And she said that she turned around and he was gone. Well, she had knew that her brother and the mom left to the store. So she said that she looked outside and the car that they left in wasn't back yet. So that means they weren't back from the store. Damn. So she was like, she's like, I must have mistaken. Maybe I was seeing things. She's like, I don't know. I'm still home alone. I don't know what to do. What the hell did I actually just witness? Like, whoever that wasn't my brother because my brother and my mom aren't even here.
Burn the house down.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So she saw her brother, but her brother wasn't home. Ooh. So it's like, who went in there and sat down? And she said too, like, she turned around and looked at her brother
like, what are
long
you doing?
enough to like see him messing with his blue shirt, got up and leave, came back, and then disappeared.
Weird.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I would have thrown my whole brother away. Mm-hmm. You're not allowed here anymore.
Like, sorry. We're no longer related.
So I know. This one's called A Disappearing Husband by Redditor Grio7. So I'm going to read this one word for word because it's really short. It says, my wife says she saw me standing in the kitchen doing something while I was actually at work at the time. She initially thought I had come home from work and was worried. So he came home from work early. She probably thought he got fired or something. Tim did that to me one time. And then she said that the figure of me apparently vanished, which was naturally even more upsetting to her, but no other occurrences happened after that. So she saw him walk through the door, go to the kitchen, doing stuff in the kitchen, and then suddenly he just like disappeared.
Probably a sign like he's coming.
Right?
He's coming soon.
I don't know.
That's creepy.
That's scary. I
don't like that.
You're not going to like this one either.
Okay.
This one's called A Canine Doppelganger.
A puppy?
Benny!
This one's by Redditor Baby Kitten 28.
Oh.
At least it wasn't kitty.
True.
Kitty.
Wait, no, cats are evil. Never mind.
No, they're not.
They are evil.
So this one, she said that she told a couple of her close friends about it. She hadn't really told anybody else, so she just decided to put it up on Reddit. So she said around midnight, 1 a.m., her dog, it's like routine. Her dog wakes up, needs to go to the restroom. So she said it was like around midnight or closer to 1. She let her dog out. She was standing there. And then she said that her backyard has like one of those, what are they? It's like the
patio?
Like the patio, but it's like old wood. So she recognizes her dog's like fingernails. Like if you were to hear Benny, you would know it was Benny because little fingernails. So she says she heard him go down the steps, and then it had been a while. She said she was standing there, And then she heard his little fingernails like going back up the steps. And she said, just from the corner of her eye, she saw him coming through the door. So she said she closed the door. And then she was getting ready to go back to bed. Well, she said that suddenly she heard her dog barking, but her dog was outside at the door, barking, scratching the door to let him in.
Oh.
So she said she was standing there like, what the fuck? So she said that she opened the door and it was her dog that came in. So she said that she stood there for a good hour and was like, what did I just let into my house? So she searched the entire house and there wasn't any other animal that came in. But she says that when she saw the doppelganger come in, it was her dog. Like, she knows her dog. She knows the sounds that her dog makes, how he breathes, like. But she was like, what did I let into my house?
Oh, hell no.
What if it was a man that was just crawling? Like, real soft?
Oh my God.
Oh, that's
Ew.
Oh, he's hiding in the walls. Ew.
Stop it. There's true crime stories about that. And it freaks me out.
Sorry.
I told him that the other day. I was like, what if it's what's in our walls isn't raccoons? What if it's like a man living in the walls?
Ooh.
And he's like, it probably is. He needs to pay rent.
Oh, damn.
Dude, your half is due. Okay,
But Ash,
come on.
can you imagine, like, you let Benny out and, like, you see him come in and you're getting ready to go to bed and you just hear him barking and scratching at the door and it's Benny outside?
His scratches are scary to begin with. Like, because he scratches right at the end and it's like,
Oh,
it's
Yeah.
weird. And
He
I'm
has
like,
little...
"Oh."
he knows how to scare you.
He does.
But imagine. I have a feeling you wouldn't let Benny in.
Nope.
You'd be like, no, you're evil. And it's
Like, you have a bed out in the living room, go sleep in that for the night. Nope.
Oh, poor baby.
I can't even imagine.
That's creepy. I mean, like, humans are creepy, but to a doppelganger dog, like, that's, I don't know why, but that's even creepier to me for some
You
reason.
think?
Yeah. Cause it's like, what if it's like her dog's like spirit or something? Just like, this may sound so weird, but like the actual body hasn't caught up with the spirit yet.
That's true.
What if it's just
You
that?
know what? Because
You're walking too
that's
fast
happened
for
to me
it.
a couple of times where, like, I'll drop Sabrina off at daycare. I don't think it's the same thing, but, like, I'll drop her off at daycare and then I'm halfway to work. Like, I'm right there, like, on Lewis pasture. Right when I turn, I hear her cough or I hear, like, her going, ah. And I turn around. I'm like, shit, I forgot to drop her off. And I'll turn around, but she's not in her car seat. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's just her spirit still in here with me.
It hasn't caught up yet.
Go with Sabrina.
Yeah, and then my mom said too, there's a couple of times where, like, when she was home by herself, she still heard me, like, running around in the apartment or, like, when I was little, like, running around the apartment or, like, talking. But she knew it was me. But she said it was almost like my spirit hadn't left with me yet.
Maybe.
It
could be.
Yeah. That makes sense, though.
I just feel that with dogs and like babies because they're so like innocent. That's why I'm like, maybe it's just their spirit and it's
Yeah.
nothing like evil.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that. That's what I'm going to say.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
This one says doppelgangers that refuse to speak. And this one's by Redditor. Dun, dun, dun.
Wait, so they talk?
No, this one says refuse to speak.
So that means that doppelgangers.
Some do.
I guess some
the fuck?
do.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
creepy.
So she says, oh yeah, no, I don't know if it's a guy or girl. I'm just going to call everybody a girl.
Girl power.
Girl power. So both times her family experienced doppelgangers. The doppelgangers refused to respond or like speak to them. So first it was her sister who her brother told to go downstairs. And she did not. She didn't answer him or anything. She just kind of like walked downstairs. So then the brother walked downstairs and was like, what the hell? Like, why are you ignoring me? So when he went downstairs, the sister was sitting on a couch watching TV the whole time, but she was wearing a different shirt. And he was like, you changed your shirt? She's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I just saw you upstairs and you were completely ignoring me when I told you to come downstairs. She's like, I've been downstairs the entire time. What are you talking about? So it freaked him out. So that happened. The second time was the writer's own doppelganger who stood at her door at 12 p.m., mute, staring at the sister who was using a computer. But she said that she wasn't actually home till about 4 p.m. after school that day. So the writer said that her sister was sitting at the computer, working on the computer. And then like around 12 p.m., the little sister turned around and saw her just staring at her from the doorway. But she wasn't home. She was at school.
Oh.
Just staring.
Yeah. So she said that her sister didn't know that she wasn't home yet until she asked her, like, why were you just staring at me? And she's like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, you were just staring at me with like no emotion, just like looking at me like, what the hell? Like, what's your problem? And she was like, what are you talking about? I got home from school like around 4 p.m. What?
No, you didn't.
And she said, no, like you're standing there at the door staring at me. She's like, I was at school. My last class is like 3:30. So I'm usually at school till about 4 p.m. And then I come home. And so like the sister freaked out. So it sounds like all the siblings had like experienced each other's doppelgangers.
That's kind of cool though.
It is?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
What if you saw your sister's
I did.
doppelganger?
She did.
You did?
Yeah.
What?
I'll tell y'all later again. I think I've talked about this before.
I think you had the same reaction when she told us the story. It was like very early on.
Oh.
We weren't even talking about doppelgangers. It just came up during a conversation. This last one, and then Gato could tell the story. So this one says, younger mother bringing the groceries, and this one's by Redditor eSpirit. So this writer said that she was about 16 or 17. She was really heavily into using the Ouija board.
Of course.
Friend.
She said that a lot of other stuff happened, but doppelgangers were definitely the worst. The first one was her mom. So she said that she heard her mom come home, and her best friend was with her. So, like, there was a witness there. So she said that she had walked down to greet her, like, the daughter had walked down to go greet her, but that the mom looked young. Like, she didn't look like her mom now. She looked like her mom, like, back then at, like, a younger age. And she said that she walked down there and she saw her mom carrying in groceries, and she was kind of like, Mom? Mm-hmm. The hell, Mom? Like, why do you look like that? Like, what the hell? What'd you do? Go get Botox? Like, yeah. But she said that her mom didn't, like, respond to her. She just kept bringing in groceries. She tried talking to her. She wouldn't respond. She said that eventually the mom doppelganger walked away. And she still didn't respond to her as, like, the daughter was talking to her. So then she said that the mom just kind of looked at a blank stare and then walked into the brother's room. So the daughter walked after her, but she wasn't in there. She, like, disappeared.
Oh.
So she said that she got, like, a really sick feeling, like, after that. So then she said that she went back upstairs, and then she heard somebody come into the door. Well, it was her mom that came in, but this time it was her mom. And her mom was with the brother. Oh. So she told her mom what had happened, and she was just like, the mom's like, no, like, I just got home. Like, I haven't, like, what are you messing with? Like, you know what I mean? Like, she even told her, like, you need to stop messing with that stuff, because I guess the mom knew that she was, like, into Ouija boards and stuff. She's like, you need to stop messing with that stuff, whatever. So then she said that the mom went back outside in the garage and was grabbing in more groceries. Well, she said that she saw her mom 15 minutes later come out of the bathroom, but it was a young version of the mom again.
Ooh.
Oh, my God.
And then, again, walked back into the brother's room and disappeared. So then she said that she ran outside. She checked on her mom, and her mom was still standing there, like, gathering up the groceries with the brother. And she told her mom, Mom, I just saw her. I saw her again. She's like, what are you talking about? So they went back in, and of course, they couldn't find her. So she said she looked outside, and she saw the mom's doppelganger staring at her from outside walking down the street.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
So she said that all 3 times that she saw her mom, like, she was younger, like a younger version of her. Mm-hmm. And she had, like, she said that she explained that she had, like, dark rims around her eyes, like raccoon eyes. Mm-hmm. She just wasn't, like, it wasn't her. Like, she knew, like, it was her mom at a younger age, but she knew it wasn't her mom. Mm-hmm. Almost like she didn't have a soul. That's the only way I could explain it.
Oh, yeah.
But she said all that night she kept getting up and checking on her mom, because she was like, I had read up on doppelgangers. I heard that it's like a bad omen. Sometimes it can mean that you're going to die or whatever. So she said all that night she was like checking on her mom and checking on her brother, because she thought it was weird that it kept going into her brother's room. Yeah. But the whole time the mom was with her brother. So I don't know. It's creepy.
Weird. That's a creepy one.
I would have made her burn that Ouija board.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dude, for real.
I think it's cool though that the mom knew she was like messing with the Ouija board and still let her. I would have been like, no, you're moving out.
Out
of my house. That's
what my stepmom did for a while. She didn't let it. I don't even think like to this day she doesn't let us watch like scary like horror movies because she freaks out and she's like, no, not in my house.
Get out.
What did she say when you told her you were doing a paranormal podcast?
She's like, oh, you better pray. She's like, pray and just be careful because even talking about it can bring stuff up. And I'm like, I know.
I know, Mom. I had dreams about the smiley man.
Yep.
The smiley man is creepy.
Yeah, he is creepy.
My nose itches.
Do you want to tell your story?
Okay. I think I've already said this, though.
I might remember it when you're saying it, because right now I don't remember.
I still think it's worth talking about, though.
I was little. Well, me and my little sister, we always go to Mexico. We would always go to Mexico to visit my dad because that's where he lives. And it was at this old house. And at that old house, though, I remember people would say it was haunted because it's my mom's house. My mom has a house in Mexico and she like rents it out to people. Mm-hmm. And there was a time where she wasn't renting it out. So we would just use it whenever we would go like to stay. And so my mom and my dad went out to like a dinner or something. Oh, no, they didn't. That was the other time. No, my mom and my dad were in their room and then asleep was me on the side, like against the wall. And then my aunt in the middle. We threw her in the middle because we were scared. And then my little sister was at the edge because she liked to pee a lot during the night. So, for some reason, I heard the door open and then I look up and it's my little sister, it's Priscilla. And she's wearing the same nightgown, the little muumuus that you wear when you're little. She's wearing the same nightgown and she looks like herself, but it's not her face. Like her face looked a little more square. Like it was weird. Like same hair, same everything, just her face.
She just looked different.
A little bit square. And I'm like, ew, why is your face like that? But I was just like, oh, okay. I clearly saw her walk in like real slow. She got under the covers. And then that's it. And so I'm like, where did she even go? Like I didn't see her leave. So I cross over my aunt and I'm like tapping, but I don't feel anything. I'm like, Priscilla. My aunt's like, she's not here. And I'm like, what do you mean she's not here? I just saw her walk in. She's like, no, I guess she got scared and she went to your mom and dad's room. So I'm like, no, she didn't. Shut up. Like me, because my aunt's like young. So I was like, no, she didn't. And she's like, yeah. So I'm like, whatever. So I get off the bed and I look under the covers and Priscilla's not there. I'm like, what the hell? But then I go to my parents' room and she's not there either. And I'm like, where the hell is she? But then I went to the restroom and she was in the restroom. And I'm like, what are you doing in here? She's like, I've been in here because I cut my finger and I'm trying to put this Band-Aid on. I'm like, you didn't just go lay down? She's like, no, I cut my finger and I've been trying to put this Band-Aid on. And I'm just like, so who like laid down on the bed with us? And then so like after that, she was just like, whatever, you're dumb. Like my sister, she's just like, whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay. But like in the back of my head, that's all. And I could still remember it, like the little curly hair and just her face was like square. It was weird. But I knew it was my sister. It was like the same nightgown, same everything.
Oh, yeah.
It was weird. I don't think my sister remembers that, but I clearly remember it because that house was creepy to begin with. Yeah. So I saw Priscilla's doppelganger.
Wow.
That sounds like her doppelganger.
With a square face.
Square face.
I saw your evil twin and she has a square face.
She has a square face. She's ugly. Just kidding. It was just weird. Like I was really thinking in my head. I remember like, why does her face look like that?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't her.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You remember we found your doppelganger on Facebook?
Oh.
We're definitely going to talk about that.
I was so scared that I didn't take a screenshot of her name.
Yeah.
Or
I don't know if I still have it. Let me see if I still have it.
I didn't take a screenshot of her name.
We won't be able to put, if I do have it, we won't be able to put it on Facebook just for the sake of the other girl's privacy. But yeah, like I was scrolling through Facebook one day and somebody had shared like, it was like a relationship status from somebody else. And she was talking about how like she was like in a really bad relationship and this guy cheated on her and like got somebody else pregnant and all this stuff. But now she met somebody else and like he was the one right off the bat. And I guess like they were expecting a baby, but with her ex-boyfriend, like she couldn't get pregnant. And I remember that specifically because it was similar to stuff that was going on already. And so when I scrolled down to look at the picture, I was like, oh, that's cute, right? I'm reading the status. I scrolled down to the picture and I was like, Cottle?
She's like, girl.
I don't know if you remember, I took a screenshot and I sent it to our group text. I was like, Cottle, you're pregnant? Like,
I remember
this girl
that,
looks like you.
She had the same hair, the same
face,
boobs.
like same lips, like everything.
And then she would wear blue contacts just like me because I went through all her pictures. I was like, this is so weird. And,
I remember that.
Yeah. But I
Like
was
she looked like you, but just a little bit.
She looked like Gato, but you knew it wasn't Gato, but like the similarities was just too bizarre. Like,
Yeah.
and
Like
just,
everything together.
And then like just
what?
how she was explaining how her previous relationship was, and like how she found somebody else. I was like, Gato didn't tell me any of this.
Gato didn't tell me she was pregnant.
She told me she was pregnant. I had to find out on Facebook.
Well, I guess now I know what I look like when I get pregnant.
Yeah, it was so
cute.
crazy. Hold on. Cute. I'm looking through my Google because when I saw it, I had my Samsung. So I wonder if it's saved.
Maybe it's in the. I'll check in the group text real quick. See if it's still.
Oh my god, that was like months ago.
Yeah, that was almost a year ago. I feel
it was when we first started this, so it had to have been like November, December.
Yeah. It's not there anymore.
Yeah, but I remember that, and I wanted to like save it, but
you know where I sent it on?
Where?
Facebook.
Messenger.
It was Messenger.
Oh shit, you're right. It
Oh
was
my
Messenger.
god, I'm nervous all over again.
Wait, I'm gonna look for it.
What if her daughter or son, whatever she had, looks like me too?
Sorry guys, I'm like determined now to find this picture. Okay, I found it. Okay, hold on.
Wait, you found it?
Well, I found the group chat.
Oh. Where I was.
I was like, what?
Oh my god. Yep, I remember. We might not look alike now because I gained a little weight, but it's still scary.
The shit that we talk about on here.
Dude, that was so long ago. I honestly don't. I think it disappeared, just like my doppelganger.
Let me see. Okay, hold on. Oh my god.
You found it?
Yes.
Ah!
Oh my god, I found it.
Oh!
Oh my god, yes.
Dude,
Yes.
she's your doppelganger.
Stop.
Like
Look.
100%.
You just need to put your blue contacts on. The same like hat and everything.
Her face just looks a little bit more rounder though.
Yeah.
Like a little bit more rounder and like a little chunkier.
I wish we could post it.
Nah, I wouldn't.
No.
What if you just like blur out her eyes and her mouth? You won't be able to see her.
Yeah. We could probably like
blur
do
out
some
her
kind
face.
of editing.
Load her face and post it.
We found Gato's doppelganger. She's all blurry.
That's crazy.
Unless we do like a Instagram live one day and be like, y'all want to see Gato's doppelganger real quick since we can't post it and like show them.
I don't
Just
know.
be like, here it is.
I
Okay,
would
bye.
still feel, well, what if somebody knows her?
True.
I was like, Gato, why does this girl look like you?
And what did I write? What?
You said, who's that? Doppelganger episode. We're finally doing it.
How many years later?
This was in January.
Oh, shit.
You said tag me if you can.
And you tagged me in that post because I went through her pictures. I
That's
don't
so
remember
crazy.
what her name was.
I'm like just staring at it. Here, Ash.
I need to see it up close because I'm blind.
I saved it.
Oh, bitch. Yep.
Yeah,
Big hat and everything.
Yeah.
Holy mo. But yeah, I do think like her face is a little bit more like chunkier and rounder right here. Because yours isn't that chunky.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
But yeah, for like at a quick second, like if I went like this, I would have been like, Gato? What are you doing?
You're pregnant?
She has the boobs too.
That's so crazy.
Okay, well, I have a doppelganger, you guys, and she's cute.
She is.
Like me.
She's pregnant and everything.
Oh, she probably had the baby.
Yeah. Well, January, they just announced they were pregnant. Maybe January.
Possibly.
July. Yeah, probably sometime this month. We all know when she like gave birth. I'm all counting. Yeah, probably like sometime this month or next month.
Weird.
She gave birth.
We're going to keep track of her life now for you.
No, poor girl.
All stalker, right? Oh my gosh.
Yep, I have a doppelganger,
crazy.
you guys.
You know what? You remember when that show was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Mm-hmm. One of my dad's friends or my mom's friends, I can't remember. They said that they were like, hey, are y'all on that show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? My mom's like, no. We're at home. Like, what? I swear I saw Miranda sitting in the audience. Like, the camera zoomed in on her. And they're like, no, like, she's sitting here eating her dinner. So they said that they saw my twin, like, on that show. Like, she wasn't, like, participating, but she was in the audience. So you know how they show, like, random people in the audience?
What are the odds?
So that's what you do on the weekend.
I guess.
She goes to the talk show.
But I'm not a millionaire.
How do you afford those seats anyway? Oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie, I've always wanted to be on one of those like talk shows or game shows in the audience.
Or,
I don't know why. I just always wanted
Was
to.
it Guess the Price or
Price is Right?
No,
Yeah.
that new one that came out with, what's his name? Fox? Is that his last name?
Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, it's called Shazam. And they'll play a song and you have to guess what song it is and the name or like who sings it. And the name. It was so, I was watching it the other day. It's like fun.
Really?
Because you're like, sing along with it. And then it's like, I would have already won. Like I don't know. It's pretty cool.
I would love to be on that show, Deal or No Deal.
Oh, yeah.
Because you always leave with something.
Yeah.
Y'all, the show Are You Smarter Than the Fifth Grader has never made me feel so stupid.
I feel stupid.
I'm like, bitch, when did I learn that? Like, in my elementary, we would take field trips to the bakery next door. Like, I don't remember shit. Just taking money and going to the
Hell
bakery.
no.
I
Don't put me on
remember.
that show. I'll look stupid.
Yeah.
I started watching Supermarket Sweeps on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all remember that one?
What is that?
Supermarket
go
Sweeps.
with a little cart.
And they have to fill it up, and however much money they get,
Yeah.
they like win or whatever.
I go straight for the steak. That shit's expensive.
All the expensive stuff,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. The big boxes, like the bulk. Man.
I'd be good at that. And plus, I could push people out of the way.
For real. I got like real into it. Like they have little TVs where you have to put your hand on it and it gives you like a clue for a secret item. And like by the first one, I knew what it was and I was all, it's Chips Ahoy! I started like yelling at the TV. And I was like, oh my God, you're so stupid.
I can imagine Ashley sitting there like an old lady with her coffee, like yelling at her TV. And then Benny's barking at the TV.
Right?
I could see it
Oh
now.
my gosh.
That's my future, y'all.
I like to watch extreme couponing.
That's a good
It
one.
makes me want to start couponing. And like I'll cut out coupons and then I'll put them on the fridge and like never take them to the store.
I always forget about them.
No, I can't watch that show. I get anxiety because I get anxious when I already have a lot of stuff and people are behind me waiting. I could just imagine like all these coupons
feel bad, right?
and all
Like,
these
I'm
people
sorry.
staring.
They're like, okay, it's gonna be $2,000. Okay, here are all my 30 coupons. Okay, $37. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No, it trips
I'd be
me
like,
out when they get
here,
$1.
waiting.
Oh,
Have you seen that
right.
one? There was an episode where the lady gave all her coupons and it was only like $1.50. And I was like, bitch, what?
But it's like with, I don't know. I feel like HEB would be
have
like,
to
no,
be-
you're gonna pay.
You have to be really good at math. I'd probably like.
I'm not.
I'm not
I
either.
don't do math, guys.
Me.
I think,
Especially like when I give them a coupon.
I
they're
think
like,
you all
sorry.
know that.
They're like, sorry, this doesn't work. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and those ladies fight. They're
They
like,
do.
give me a manager.
No. Gato found Tim's doppelganger, you think?
I did, and I sent you a
did?
picture of it.
I was like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I gotta see this.
I did find it.
It was like, it's like one of those pictures where like if you just glance at him, you're like, oh, it's Tim, but it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like Tim has like a sharp jawline, and this guy was just like very round.
Oh, yeah. From a glance.
Oh, sorry. I just
Like from right here, I was like, because that looks like a pose he would do
What? Let me see. I need to see it again.
from a glance. But like when you really look at it, you're like, oh, no, never mind. But if you just quickly look at it, yeah.
Don't say it.
I gotta tell you guys a scary story real quick. So it was the other night and it was like 3:15 in the morning. And you know how like when you're asleep and your phone rings, like you're kind of like starting to wake up? Well, I started waking up because I heard my phone ringing, but I caught like the tail end of it. So I missed the phone call. So I started freaking out because I was like, nobody calls me at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I like looked at it and it said, Chris Rodriguez. And I was like, who the fuck is Chris Rodriguez? And it came up, Chris Rodriguez. And so I was like, do I have a Chris Rodriguez in my phone?
Yeah.
So I started going through it. There's no Chris Rodriguez in my phone. And it called at like 3:15, didn't leave a voicemail or anything, just called.
Wait, in the morning?
in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, Chris Rodriguez. So I'm like sitting there for a good like 30 minutes trying to figure out who the hell Chris Rodriguez is. Mm-hmm. And then like in the morning I asked Nick, I was like, do you know a Chris Rodriguez? No, but why would his number, like his name pop up in my phone if it's not like in my phone? And I was like, what the fuck? And it was weird. So I stayed up for like 30 minutes because I was freaked out because they called me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
When you looked at the missed call, it said Chris Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm. Like if I had one of y'all's.
It wasn't from Facebook. Because I know when sometimes someone calls you from Facebook. Or even
that made my stomach hurt.
Snapchat. Mm-hmm. It'll say the name.
You remember what they say? Don't answer phone calls at 3 a.m.
It was the other night. Chris Rodriguez.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Call you back.
Hell no. What the hell?
Why you calling me at 3 a.m., motherfucker?
And I looked at my phone and I was like,
"What you want, hoe?"
He was like,
weird.
He was like, "Is this Uber?"
Right. I was like scared and I was like, "What the fuck?" So I stayed up for like 30 minutes and I was just like, oh my god.
You're a Chris?
Who the hell?
Oh, hell.
It was creepy.
Guys, don't answer your phone at 3 a.m.
Don't.
Unless
it's a parallel universe.
But if it's me calling y'all answer because that means I might be getting kidnapped.
See, that's what I thought. I thought it was somebody I knew because no one calls me that late. And I was like, oh my god, what the fuck happened? And I looked at it, Chris Rodriguez, and I was like, what the fuck? I don't know a Chris Rodriguez.
Random. That's so random. Especially that it would pop up like that.
You know, when I was researching... the doppelganger stories, there was one, but I didn't get to read it because it was like super long. It said, never answer a call from your own number.
Oh. What?
Yeah. And I don't remember because I was already falling asleep when I was reading it, but it was just this guy who answered his phone, but it was him on the other line trying to warn him about something that was going to happen. But I guess in this time, his doppelganger was over the phone.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Time traveling.
It freaks me out even more because before that, the last like 2 nights before the phone call, I had a dream of flooding. Like I had a dream that I was like trapped in like the whole city was like flooding.
Like a tsunami?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a big tsunami wave like came. And then I was like, I don't know where I was at. I want to say like California because there was like ocean around me. And then I was like running from the tsunami. And then the next night I had another dream, but I was like kind of like in an apartment building, but one of those that are in like those big tall skyscraper buildings. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it was just in a big city. And I'm looking out the window and you see like the big tsunami coming and then there's just water like surrounding the whole building. And I was like, what the fuck?
You should look it up and see what it means.
I know it has a meaning.
So I did look it up and I was like, what the fuck? So it means like either you yourself are like going through something like emotional or something's like overwhelming.
Your move.
Or yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cause like the moving and then all this stuff with like work, I was like, that's probably what it was.
Yep.
Because it was like 2 nights in a row, and then the third night was that phone call, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I had a dream that I was in a building full of cockroaches.
Ew!
It was so gross. Like they were everywhere. They were crawling all over they were crawling on my shoes, and no matter like where I stepped, I was stepping on them, and I heard the crunch. Ugh. But when I would step on them, they would like reanimate. They would like reanimate and then like multiply. So like it was like the more I stepped, it reminded me like Harry Potter. Oh, remember when they go into like the bank and everything just starts That's how it was. Well, the next day I looked it up and I was instant messaging Gato at work. I was like, I had a dream last night that I was in a house full of roaches, and then so I looked it up and it pretty much said I needed to reevaluate my life. So I was like, oh, well, it's too late for that.
So you need to evaluate your life and I need to like de-stress.
And you have a doppelganger.
Yeah. And she's cute.
We're right on track, y'all. Yep.
Yeah, so I was like, I told him, well, so apparently I need to reevaluate my life. That's what my roach dream meant. And he was just like, what do you need to reevaluate? I guess everything. I don't know.
I hit you.
I know. You.
Bye.
You. I'm leaving. Just kidding.
JK.
Funny.
Yeah, it's so crazy how like dreams have a meaning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember I would always have dreams about sharks, and it meant that there was somebody who was going to backstab me. And like, sure enough, eventually it would be somebody who was backstabbing me.
Oh, damn.
It was close.
Or like a betrayal. Yeah.
I take my dream as a sign that I need to go get a pedicure.
Ooh.
Okay, let me know when you go, because I need it on both.
I'm crusty.
Yeah. I've been trying to do my own nails, and this one broke the other day, and these just look like
Girl,
crap.
I need to go. I need to get my eyebrows done, my nails done, my feet done.
I feel like
Wax.
such a werewolf. Like, ugh.
I'm a
What?
wax.
And like I said, I just feel like such a werewolf. Like,
Why?
I don't know.
Feel
Like,
hairy?
That's what I was thinking.
yeah, but I'm not hairy. And like, I don't know. I just feel like a werewolf.
Oh.
Ruff. Just kidding.
So if you have any encounter stories you want to send us or any new topics, send it to us at scarynotScaryPodcast@gmail.com. Check out our website, scarynotScaryPodcast.com. You can send us messages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Oh, and also follow our social media sites. I already named them. Sorry, I'm doing everything backwards. I think that's it, guys.
Yay.
If y'all want to keep sending y'all suggestions in, keep doing that. The next few episodes are going to be listener suggestions. So
It's very helpful. We like it.
very helpful, exciting, and different. We got a couple of more over the weekend that I'm going to talk to the girls about. But until next time, remember to always stay scared.